going to be talking about bulk changes to patron records. You will need to get a list from Mr. Worley or from your school registrar of the students that are in your building. You will want to ask that the information that is included is the grade, the name of the student, who is their teacher at the elementary and at the middle school. You will want the student's name, the teacher that they have. At the junior high, you will want to have the language arts classes, and you will want to have the student's name, who they have, and the hour. At the high school, you will want to have the student's name, the grade that they're in English, and who is their teacher, and once again, the hour. Make sure that you specify that you also want the students that are in self-contained services for English, so that they also have their records updated. It's an easy thing for the office to forget, and you want to make sure, since these kids also participate in library services, that their records are updated also. This allows you, with updated records, to very easily communicate about overdues or when books come in and you want to communicate with the student. Okay, so Mr. Worley has shared this with me on Google Drive. I set it up in a folder for the school year and keep it that way so that I can access it from home. I can access it on my phone, on my iPad. I can access it in a number of different ways, but it is there for me to have access to. When it's saved on your drive at school, it's only available at school, but you can do it there too. It's a very handy thing. But what we're going to be doing is creating a record set in Polaris. I need to pull that up. And what I've done is I have done a search in patron services for patron records. I've searched by patron code. I'm at home doing this, and I can't quite remember what the code is that we use for student records, but I know it begins with ST, so I did a wildcard. And this is something that you can do whenever you're searching and you're not quite certain of spelling or not quite certain of the full title or full name. You can use either an asterisk or a question mark. And I've limited by patron registered library, Williamsville Junior High. Now I've already been working in this, and I'd already selected some kids for an earlier class. I'm going to drag this back up to the top, and we're going to look for first the first student on this. When I click on that, it's going to make the others disappear. Okay? But I do want to hold down my control key each time that I am picking up students. You'll want to write down if you have new students. For example, right here, there is a new student. I can stop pressing the control key. I'm going to write down that person's name. And who that student has in the hour, so that I have that information. Then I can go back, press the control key down again, and start looking for the other students. If, for example, you make a mistake and click the wrong student, and that's an important thing, pay very close attention to the first names. You can just unclick it. Make sure, though, that that control key is down, otherwise you'll have to start over. Now I'm coming up on the end of this list for that particular class. I can tell because it goes back to the very beginning of the alphabet. And I've added 2 new students, or I will need to add 2 new students. I've written down their names. I'll right-click on this list, and I'm adding them to a new record set. I'm going to call that the school year, and this is Mrs. Goodwin's. Because I do all the buildings, I'm making sure that I have the first name. Her husband teaches at the high school. I don't want to get mixed up when I'm doing the using these record sets later on. And you can see I've added the hour. I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to do Control A, and I've got all of the students there, and I'm going to do a bulk change. Under Uniform Defined Fields, I'm going to, or UDFs, click on the button to bring up UDF 2, and we're going to overwrite, and we're going to say Goodwin. Oops. I always have trouble with their name. 1, telling me the name of the teacher and first hour. I'm going to say OK, and take time to proof this, and continue. And there you go. They're all updated. One thing I did forget to mention to you is in this, when I do this search, I'll just repeat it very quickly. I am going to do this search once again, changing this from the default of name. I'm going to go down to patron code, in that wildcard search, and I'm going to pick the junior high and search. You'll notice that only 32 of the records were retrieved. You're going to have to get all of them. The way that you do this is do Control-Shift-A, and there's all 327. They're all over the place. You want to click on Name to alphabetize them, and there you go. It's all ready. Thanks for listening.